Okay, it's Monday, May 18th. I know everybody's excited about the Memorial weekend that's upcoming. So we're going to try to give you a forecast. It's brought to you by not only Novak Weather, of course, but my good buddy Daryl Bauer, who works over at Edina Realty, and he services southern Minnesota. So just a real quick thing about Daryl. Take a look at this guy. There he is. He services, as I had mentioned, much of southern Minnesota, the Faribault, Owatonna, southern Twin Cities Metro. I'd bet you if you're anywhere in southern Minnesota, central Minnesota, and you were to give Daryl a call, he'd be able to help you out. He sells a lot of real estate, homes, land, anything such as that. If you want a guy to take care of you, it's Daryl. And in fact, he even has a Facebook page, by the way. If you were to just type in Daryl Bauer into Home Resource Group into Facebook, you'll come across his Facebook page. Again, Daryl believes in Novak Weather. He's been one of my first clients, one of the first people to believe in Novak Weather. So, you know what? Visit him. If you've got anything on the real estate market that you would like sold, give Daryl a call. Good man. All right, let's get to what's going on for this week. I know a lot of people, especially over the southern third of Minnesota, are upset. Got some friends of mine that are calling me and swearing at me right now, but they don't realize we're only the messenger. We're weather forecasters. We're messengers. We don't create the weather, okay? But anyway, there's frustration because of the clouds and gloomy weather in southern Minnesota. But just look at it this way. Hey, at least you're not in northern Minnesota. Yeah, they have beautiful sunny weather up there, and it's been beautiful for the last several days in North Dakota and northern Minnesota. But they're starting to experience some drought conditions in that part of the country. So here in southern Minnesota, Iowa, and portion of southwestern Wisconsin, it's been kind of dry, but we got so much rain here over the last 24 to 36 hours that we certainly don't need to worry about a drought at all. And as we zoom in to the drought index map, again, look at northern Minnesota. This is something that we're going to need to keep an eye on here over the next several weeks because they need rain and they need it badly up there. And it just doesn't look like they're going to get any moisture anytime soon. So hopefully they do get some here as we go into the future, especially as we get into the weekend. All right. Take a look at where the rain fell. This was the NAM 3K computer model guidance for its predicted rain and where it was going to fall. And it was pretty much spot on, by the way. But take a look at the rain over the southern half of Minnesota, basically from the Brainerd Lakes area on south into Iowa. Okay, many areas in southern Minnesota received anywhere from 2 to 4 inches of rain, some places even more than that. But this is a healthy soaking rain that was needed over many portions of southern Minnesota. And so no worries about moisture down there. And then, of course, northern Minnesota, not even a drop. Many areas, not even a drop. In fact, it was mostly sunshine throughout the weekend up there in northern Minnesota. And it's beautiful up there again today. So, yeah, some people are pretty happy, some are not. And that's just kind of the way it is, especially during the springtime, the late spring period. Here's a pretty cool wind map that shows wind vectors across the United States. And for geographic reference, here's Twin Cities Metro right about here. And here is the state of Minnesota. And we've got strong north and easterly winds across much of eastern Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin. This is a raw northeasterly flow in the lower layers of our atmosphere, and it's no doubt continuing to bring this cool weather and cloudy weather into portions of the upper Midwest. And then look, just a beautiful day here in northern Minnesota, portions of western Minnesota, and then into North Dakota, where winds are fairly light and temperatures are soaring into the 70s under sunshine. In fact, look at the visible satellite loop. And this really paints a picture, doesn't it? Look at the crystal clear blue skies over North Dakota, much of South Dakota, and about the northern 2/3 of Minnesota, while here in southern Minnesota, Rochester, Mankato, even the Twin Cities, we're still dealing with clouds. And the clouds are so thick in southeastern Minnesota that it's keeping temperatures in the 50s. And it's all because of this low pressure system that is wrapping up over Illinois as we speak. It's a mid to upper level low. It's a real strong low pressure system that is sitting and spinning. It's not moving much. So hence these clouds that continue to pinwheel up and around this low pressure center are going to do so over the next 12 to 24 hours. That's why I still think southern Minnesota is going to be dealing with some cloud cover as we go through the day tomorrow. In fact, we may be dealing with some clouds, or at least on and off clouds, throughout much of the week. Hence the reason why I'm thinking we're going to be a little bit cooler than we had anticipated during our forecasts from last week for this week. So yeah, and it has a lot to do with clouds, but it's not just us. Look at Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan. Everybody's dealing with this cool, cloudy weather, except for our friends up in northern Minnesota, in eastern North Dakota. So good for them. All right, here are the temperatures now from the European Computer Model Guidance, and this is for this afternoon, and no doubt you can see where the cool weather is located. The Euro guidance was expecting 50s at best over much of southeastern Minnesota, Wisconsin, while northern Minnesota rises into the 70s, and that's certainly what's happening today. Now, looking ahead as we go towards the later this week and the Memorial Weekend, we finally do warm up. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel here in southern Minnesota, but look at our temperatures by Friday afternoon. We should be well into the 70s over southern Minnesota, eastern Minnesota, and much of Wisconsin. In fact, some areas in southern Minnesota and Iowa could easily reach that 80-degree figure as we get into Friday, and that warmth actually lasts into Sunday and Monday as 70s and 80s are forecasted over the region. So again, for those of you that are looking for dry, warm weather, hang in there. It's coming. It's just going to be a painful process, especially early this week. Don't expect miracles today or tomorrow. But yeah, I am expecting a nice gradual change to the weather pattern as we go through the week. And then as that warm weather arrives this weekend, we may even need to start thinking about thunderstorms. So those of you that like active weather, something to look forward to also. Thank you, Daryl, for sponsoring this week, this outlook for the Memorial Week that's ahead here and the Memorial Day weekend. I appreciate everything that you do for Novak Weather, and take care, everybody. Have a great week.